Well, this was a game I was looking forward to from the moment the fixtures came out. Brentford away, new ground, Brentford Community Stadium. I've visited Griffin Park, which is where I am now, on at least a couple of occasions with City. One cup tie where I sat in the stand and it was off at the last minute. I think it was fog, I'm trying to remember back then. So I had to come back a second time. Another time, the football special that I was a steward on was very, very late. I remember getting out at Willesden Junction, one of the stops on the way down. A lot of people got out of the train at that point and legged it and got on a bus or tried to make it here on foot. And I think I got here at half time, so hopefully it's a bit less dramatic today. But this is where Griffin Park used to be. And it's also famous, I'm sure lots of people know this, for one thing that makes it unique. Basically, on every corner of this stadium is a pub. That's what makes it stand out and be unique. Fuller's pub, this one. This is the one that has the Griffin as the logo of the brewery, and that's where Griffin Park came from. And there are 3 more pubs, which I'll now show you as I walk around. It's a shame it's dark, really. This is the Brook that used to be the Royal Oak. Pub number 3 is the New Inn. And finally on the 4th corner is the Princess Royal. It seems to have closed down these days, which is very sad, maybe because of loss of custom. So the old ground was just down there, 0.7 of a mile away, slightly along the side of the Thames, and you come to the Brentford Community Stadium, the brand new one, the new ground for me tonight. Maybe the Express Tavern is the nearest to a pub on the corner of the new stadium, which is fairly close really to the old one, and also surrounded by buildings, not in the middle of a big open space like you see a lot of modern stadiums. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like when you get close to it.
If we beat them tonight, it's just massive. With Liverpool losing last night and then playing Chelsea at the weekend, could be huge. They lose Salah and Mane, 9 points in front this point, and then they've got a month with no players, haven't they? So massive game for us tonight.
Are you excited by this being a new ground, or is that irrelevant to you?
It don't matter. These play some good football. These are good tackles, won't they? So more to do with their team more than the ground for me.
Nice to see you back selling them. I mean, it's gone mail order, but you're selling them in the street as well again.
Yeah,
right?
We are now trying to. Yeah, my dad's been selling a few at the ground for the last couple of weeks. But you know, he can't handle money. Don't want to spend time face to face with people, so we're doing it mail order. So we'll see how we go, bringing it back. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see how it goes.
Are you particularly excited as I am about a new ground tonight?
Yeah, well that's why I'm here. I only go to away grounds when it's a new ground for me now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a part-time supporter?
Yeah, for away games. Like I went to pretty much everyone in the Division 2 season, and it just started from there. And then it got to, I think, Chelsea about 10 years ago. It was like 96 quid for 2 tickets, and I was like, what am I doing? This is insane. And then now they're 96 quid for 1 ticket, and now it's 30 quid again. So yeah, why not? Any chance you get?
City will win tonight. I mean, I know there might be changes because of COVID or whatever, but yeah, you've got to predict City are going to win every game.
You'd think, yeah, especially with Liverpool last night as well. That made me laugh this morning. So yeah, we'll have to see how we do, but yeah, it'd be nice to be 9 points clear.
How much is it?
£4. £5 mail order.
Great stuff.
Includes the postage.
Well, there must be a ground in there somewhere, but we're surrounded by these big buildings. The ground is just somewhere in the middle of all these big buildings. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. New stadium, is that something that's important to you? It's a bit of an unusual one, this, right next to a railway line.
9 points is more important to us, isn't it, bud?
Getting 9 points clear, you mean?
But yeah, no, nice to see a new stadium. Always nice to tick them off.
Do you think Brentford, because they're an unknown factor, are a bit more dangerous than some of the others when we're a bit more geared up for it, City?
Yeah, I think Pep said it. I mean, there's no easy games in the Premiership. No easy games at all. So looking forward to it though.
And there's bound to be a little bit of squad rotation this time of the year. Is that a concern, or
No,
I don't think
no,
it is.
I don't think it is at all. Squad
What does this young man think? Are you confident of a victory today?
Yeah. 5-0.
Really? That confident?
That'd do, isn't it?
That's where City fans are these days, isn't it?
He's different era, 12 years of age. 40 years ago when I was watching with my dad, it was different football, but our team's our team.
So here's the stadium right next to the railway line. Couldn't be closer, really. What do you remember of it?
Well, I remember turning up there for a FA Cup tie that got abandoned about an hour before kick-off. So we went home, came back again on the Saturday, won 1-0. I think Nicky Summerby scored. Obviously, it was nowhere near as modern as this place. It was a more traditional ground. You're standing on one side, open terrace at one end. We were in the lower tier of a double-decker at the other end. And we progressed, and this is obviously modern, state-of-the-art stadium. Looks good. I think the seat colours are a bit garish, and I think they could have made it a bit bigger. Used the corners a bit better. The two corners at the end of the main stand look like they could have got the capacity up by another couple of thousand. And if they're in London and they're playing, like Fulham, if they go for the tourist market, they could fill a bigger ground.
I mean, obviously, when we went there, it was when City weren't as good as they are now. I didn't imagine personally we'd ever see Brentford in the Premier League, did you?
No, I mean, I know they came close a couple of years ago.
I think Uwe Rosler was in charge.
When Uwe was there, yes. And I mean, it's great to see that clubs can do this, because I think it does get a bit boring with the same teams going down and coming up again a couple of seasons later. Teams like Norwich, West Brom, Watford, maybe not Watford because we often say to them, but I think it's good to see new teams in the Premier League, and I think we need more of it. I know there's some consideration being given to stopping the parachute payments for relegated clubs, just because the relegated clubs have such an advantage in the conference. I think two of the teams that came up last summer, the other two apart from Brentford, had only gone down the previous summer, and Bournemouth, the other team that went down that year, got into the playoffs. So effectively, three of the relegated teams took three of the top 6 places, and that's really no good for competition at the top end of the championship.
So here we are between Christmas and New Year. How do you get a pass from your family to come out to this?
Work hard all year round and then just dart out about 1 o'clock while she's not looking and get in the car and come down here.
Does it make any difference it's a new ground? I mean, it does to me, but I'd be here anyway.
Yeah, I think because it's a new ground, we wanted to come. We thought they were going to come up last year, and my sister only lived around the corner last year, and we thought, great, we'll come and watch them. And then they came up a year later, and my sister's moved to York now. So unless we get York, go back to the days of playing York, there's no going anywhere to see a game near her.
What do you reckon to the stadium then? What do you think of it?
It's quite nice and small. It reminds me of Bournemouth a bit. It's quite nice. Not many people around. There's only 17,000, 18,000. So yeah, it's a good little ground.
Here we are in the corner as well. Is this would you refer to it behind the goal, or?
No, I quite like being in the corner. You can see a bit more of the pitch, and you can see where they are, especially on the far end. So you can get a bit more gauge where the free kicks are and everything.
Without being arrogant, we can be confident of a victory, can't we?
It should be, but I mean, after being 4-0 up against Leicester and then ended up 4-3, you never know what's going to happen.
I hope we learned a lesson with that we just keep shut up shop half time. If we're up, we just shut up shop and just keep on going, keep controlling the game, controlling the ball, and don't give them a sniff really.
basically, obviously we scored, so we're winning 1-0, so I'm happy. But I feel like they're just going down every single time they get forward with it, and I feel like we're just going to get something against us in the second half. So I'm a bit worried about that. But we're attacking our way this half, which I like. So.
You're not worried about losing this tonight?
We can afford to, but it's not ideal really. We want to pull away from Liverpool, don't we? We do want to pull away from Liverpool.
Keep the faith.
Yeah, definitely. Come on.
Yeah, it was a bit flat, I thought, today. What was the opportunities there to score? 1 or 2, but not that many. We made it hard for ourselves. I thought we played a lot of the time on the halfway line, and so consequently we never got really behind them, and they were determined not to let that. They had a back flat line of about 5 or 4 at all time. So it was really difficult. I thought we looked a bit leggy, which is understandable, but we didn't make a lot of opportunities. Did one, scored the goal. What more can you ask for? It's a long trip, we've had a good time. We're staying over tonight. We've got the Morecambe and Wise suite. Well, me and wherever Carl is, we're sleeping together tonight, spooning. But it's Christmas, isn't it? No, it was good. But at the end of the day, it gets us. It's that gap in it, you know, that mind the gap. Well, remember that back about 3 seasons ago, whatever it was. Mind the gap, mind the gap, mind the gap. We'll be singing that again, I think. So it's all round a good Christmas period for us. Hard games. At the end of the day, they were there just to, I thought, make up the numbers. They weren't interested in taking us on, and I think they just did a defensive job on us. And to be honest, I thought, like I say, a bit flat, but that's Christmas, isn't it? Promises to do something special, isn't it? Absolutely, yeah. That's Christmas, though, isn't it? Promises all the best, and the present you get is like that thing. Full of nothing.
Classic. What we want from a post-Boxing Day game, but just these champions, there's no team like it. There's no team like it.
Liverpool slips up yesterday.
And Chelsea have tonight. There's no one better than these Sky Blues. There's no one better.
I mean, I'd argue that as good as that result was, and as good as the performance was, compared to the standards that City sometimes set, it wasn't quite up there, was it?
No, I think when you win a game 1-0, it's always a bit edgy towards the end. We should have scored more, but they're a good team, Brentford. Good stadium, decent fans. They're a good side. Can't doubt that. But as champions do, we always pull through.
That's how you win the league, isn't it? 1-0. I mean, there's teams who come here and can only probably get a draw, you know, maybe 3-3, or some teams who ain't been here yet, maybe a postponed game, and they'll struggle at places like this, you know what I mean? But it's 10 on the trot, isn't it? Yeah, special, makes Christmas night. You know, what can I say? We've been, not here, but up the road, we've been there, getting beat in Cup, you know, League Cup. We got beat in the League Cup on the Tuesday, Wednesday, before the 5-1, do you know what I mean? People were worried, but we're alright, you know what I mean?
So that's my vlog, finishing here at the new stadium. Started, of course, at the old one with the 4 pubs around the outside. Thanks very much to RRG Group, MusicMagpie and Timpson for their support. And thanks to everybody who's contributed to the vlog again. City win 1-0, going to 2022 with a comfortable lead at the top of the table. 2022 looks really good, doesn't it? Great to be blue, isn't it?